I lost 30 pounds in just a few months. I went from 250 pounds to 220 pounds. And these are the three things that I prioritized, one, two, three, that changed my physique and my mentality going through the transformation process. First and foremost is getting your protein in every single day. What I don't want to have happen for myself or anyone listening and watching is losing muscle, because this is the most common thing that I've seen in coaching around 1,000 people plus over the last 12 years, online or in person. I've trained pro athletes, celebrities, and everyday real people. And what I see most of all, and why it's number one, is making sure to get enough protein. I make sure to have 1 gram of protein to 1.5 grams of protein for every 1 pound that I weigh or one of my clients weighs. That is because that is the specific type of macronutrient that I want to make sure that I'm having in order to maintain and continue to build my muscle mass through the transformation process. A lot of people argue that it's impossible to, as you're shedding crazy amounts of weight, gain muscle mass. But that is a illogical statement, because when they use the word lose weight, they should be saying lose fat, not losing altogether weight. We want to be targeting the fat mass on an individual. And that's what I did for myself. Yes, because you are losing a lot of your body mass and fat mass, your strength capability might not be up to exactly where it was back when you weighed a heavy amount. If you're doing heavy powerlifting, deadlifting, squatting, because your glucose levels and your capability of being able to exert the amount of energy and drive and strength to get your body to move the weight that it's under or that you're pulling or whatever might not be there. It's just a reality of somebody that you look at that's a world's strongest men competitor. There's a reason that they hold a little bit of fat, because it helps them increase power output and strength output. But just for purely the eye's sake, your muscle mass can stay almost exactly the same when you were a bigger and heavier weight. Like I was at 250, and when I shed around 30 pounds of fat mass, I then weigh now 220. And here's a picture of me right now. Shredded, 6-pack, tiny bit of belly fat in my lower body, just because right now I'm slowly building that muscle mass up. And it's a little bit easier when you're not crazy tracking your carbs and fats and calories. That's just a little side note. So the second thing that I focused on during this time is my carbs. So I'm going to tell you, first of all, when to eat carbs. Number one, in the morning. Your body is at an extreme deficit. It needs carbs to kickstart your energy capability. And for me, making sure my mind is locked in and my body is energized for the day is a big deal. So what I like to do is I like to have some raw honey. I like to have some fruits, and then occasionally I will also have some white potatoes that I fry in good, healthy olive oil. But having something that's easily digestible and that will quickly restore your glucose levels back to normal after sleeping for whatever, hopefully more than 6, so like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is in a state of depravity. That sounds extreme, but it's lacking. So when you wake up, you need to replenish it in order for your body not to just live off adrenaline dumps if you're fasting in the morning, because that's what you're living off of. You're living off of adrenaline. You're not living off of stored energy from eating. That said, carbs in the morning, especially simple carbs, that's what I like. Then just a little bit, probably 20 grams of fat or so. That's what I usually do. You can get that from a little bit of olive oil. You can get that from an avocado, half an avocado. And then the other time that I eat carbs throughout the day, especially days that I'm cutting or seasons that I'm cutting, is right before a workout. I will make sure to have plenty of simple carbs. My go-to is white basmati rice. And then also after my workout, I will have some first form supplement called Ignition, which has some fast metabolizing carbs as well. That is, again, after my workout, which has about 40 grams of carbs per scoop, and I will mix that with my protein powder, usually my First Form clear protein powder, which tastes absolutely incredible. And I will get around 50 grams of protein post-workout, just because it is one of the easiest ways to just boost the amount of protein that you're getting each day. Because me weighing 220 pounds, I need 250, 275 grams. So making sure to get enough protein, especially after your workout, is an essential thing to do. The third thing is fats. So when do you want to get healthy fats? I get a light to medium amount in the morning, just because it helps keeps you satisfied and level, especially mentally throughout the day, especially into the midday if you have it for breakfast in the morning. And then basically every meal, because I have around 5 meals a day. I know most of you guys probably that is pretty extreme, but the meals that I am getting a lot of carbs, like before my workout, I will not have as many fats or any fats in that meal. I will just have protein, maybe a little bit of fats from the ground beef that I'm having, which is like 90% beef, 10% fat. So a leaner ground beef, or chicken even has a tiny bit of fat. I will obviously have some fat with that or whatever, just because it's the nature of having really any types of protein. Most proteins have a little bit of fat if you're eating meat, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. And then with all that, talking about protein, carbs, and fats, guys, it's a whole other video, but talking about working out, making sure to get on the right training protocol. I've been a trainer both in person and online for about 12 years. Like I mentioned earlier, hit me up in the link in my bio for a free online coaching application, and I would love to talk to you directly to get you to your goal. And if you need to lose 30 pounds of fat, or if you're just trying to build muscle, or be just a beast athlete in the gym or on the field or on the court, let me know. Reach out to me. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Subscribe.